Then I get a message, it didn't come from her, saying how they appreciated me, how they noticed that I had 100% on-time deliveries, never being late, all that good stuff. This came from Phoenix. This didn't come from, I'm at Lancaster. It didn't come from her. It came from Phoenix. I'm making this video. I'm not sure when you will see it, but it's definitely it's not gonna be my last video, but I gave Swift my 2 weeks notice. Things have just not been, haven't been right since I've been here, and it's time for me to do something else. And why I say that is the bad maintenance on the trucks, at least the trucks I've received from the terminal that I'm at, now the Lancaster location. All these trucks are hunks of junk, man, or POS. And if you don't know what that means, look it up. POS, those type of trucks that they tend to give you if you're a company person coming out of Lancaster. Now, I can't speak on the lease side or the owner-operator side. Most of those trucks I see look pretty decent, look brand new. But the trucks that we get as a new person coming to a company, it doesn't have to be brand spanking new, but give me something that you know has a active check engine light and it's tell me not to worry about it. That's a problem. So that was red flag number one. The miles have not been there. I know everyone talks about the freight shortage, but the miles haven't been there either. The pay sucks. So it's like, why am I out here risking my CDL for nothing, basically? So my final straw, it was a check I received last paycheck. Last paycheck was kind of my final straw. It's so low, it's embarrassing to even show. But as a grown person, a grown man with a family, doing this type of career, I shouldn't be getting a $200 paycheck. That's uncalled for the amount of responsibility and stuff you have to go through out here to receive a $200 paycheck. That's disrespectful. So I come from both the contractor world and professional world. So usually in the professional world, and how I was raised by my mom, you give a 2 weeks notice to a company, even if you don't plan on coming back, but you just never know, you might have to come back. So but the only way I would come back to Swift is as a lease person, lease owner operator type of driver, never company, never, because I see how they treat us, or they treat company drivers. So I notify my driver leader, and I use that term driver leader loosely. That's what they call them here. They should just call them dispatchers, because most of them are not drivers and definitely not leaders, especially the one that I have. And I'm gonna jump into that right now, well, in just a little bit. So I've been a leader, a trainer. I've been in that position and you can ask anybody I've trained. I still got real good close contact with those people. And I'm not saying I'm the best, not trying to toot my own horn, but I have compassion, I have empathy, sympathy, and I just generally care about people. So when I told my driver leader, hey, I believe that things are just not working out for me here, and she basically didn't care. She's like, okay, well, I see that that's your day for your home time, so you're saying that's your last day. Because originally I was going to take off so I can do something with my family on that day, but after I got that check, I was like, no, that's going to be my last day. So I was like, yes, that was going to be my day. I was taking home time, but that's just going to be my last day. So if I can get a load here back to the terminal, I'll clean out the truck, and you know, I'll leave the keys in the truck, or I'll bring them in however you want me to do it. And at that point, I hadn't had any type of issues with her before, with my driver leader. And I wasn't gonna say her name, but after the stuff she pulled on me yesterday, I'm saying her name. Her name is Nicosha Meeks. So if you are at Swift or coming to Swift, beware. If you know you're going to Lancaster Terminal, if that's your driver leader, try to get somebody else. Because I say that because of how she handled me, and they told me she's primarily used to dealing with owner operators and lease operators. So a rookie person, company driver, she's not used to. So with us, I mean, I'm not a delicate flower, but I have a lot of questions and I don't have any experience. So I'm going to lean on you to help me. And you're supposed to help me. You're supposed to be my leader. You're supposed to be my driver leader. Go figure. So it's been times I would ask her questions, she didn't know the answer. That's when she answers the phone. She usually doesn't typically answer the phone. Her shift is from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. and it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack to get her to answer the phone. Usually she responds if you text her, and it's not like right away, but she'll respond to a text message. But I don't like texting. I want to hear a voice. It's been bad. So I'm going back to trying to stay on topic. So when I was a trainer, if someone came to me with a situation like what I said, my first response would be, okay, I hate to see you go. Is there anything I can do, to help, make you change your mind? Unless your mind is already made up. I was like, 2 weeks from now, I'll be like, hey, can you just give me these last 2 weeks to try to find you some miles? So let me look and see if there's a account available. I would have tried my best to keep me or to keep someone, because I've tried that. Like I said, going back to my dark days, not the truck company, but the train, the dark Dallas Area Rapid Transit system, the bus, the rail, those days. That's the type of person I'm at, as anybody. That's just who I am. When I was a bus operator, when I was a train operator, when I was a supervisor, when I was a controller, when I was the chief controller, that's just ask. Say, how was he? Did he help people? Did he care about people? People will tell you the truth. Yes, he did. And that's what I would do. I would have said, well, let me try to find you some miles. Let me try to find you something, because I value, I want to keep you here. I got none of that from her. All I got was, okay, well, I'll see what I can do about getting you here. And I'm like, oh, I'm letting you know, that was originally my day I was going to take home time, but now it's just going to be my last day. I need to be back here. I don't want you to see what you can do. I'm just letting you know out of courtesy, and I'm being professional. So then she had to get off the phone. Then she wants to send a series of texts. I could be petty and show the text. I'm gonna keep them just in case I have to. But on her text messages, it was like, why you quitting out the blue? And it's not out the blue. Quitting out the blue is for me to really just like quit on you and not even give you. I'm giving you forewarning. I'm telling you 2 weeks in advance. And that was her response. And she's like, she asked me about the mileage, and she was like, well, that your truck has been down, and that's probably why you wasn't getting the miles that you thought you were going to get. So you can ask my wife. I'm always the reserved, calm person, but my wife told me to start being more assertive. So at that point, all the Mr. Nice Guy stuff, it kind of left the window, and I said, well, I can only do the miles that I'm being dispatched. And before I took the truck, I came to you, showed you pictures, showed you video, and I have all this, and I am going to show the videos of the check engine lights and all that stuff. I told you that something was wrong with the truck, and you told me it's okay just to keep rolling. As long as the truck is rolling, you're okay. So when it finally broke down, I had to sit for days on days. It shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. That's just how I said it. And then it was no response back, so I left it alone. So in another video that you guys saw about my blowouts, so I had 2 blowouts in the same day. One was at highway speed on the drive tire, the third axle, the inner left tire. The other one was on the same day. I wasn't going that fast, but it was on the trailer, but 2 in the same day. a driver leader from another terminal, another city and state checked on me and said, hey, are you okay? Just checking on you to notice that you had the 2 blowouts. And so it made me feel good. It really did. But it was messed up. It's not coming from my driver leader. It's coming from it's coming from another driver leader from another terminal in another city, another state, Memphis, Tennessee. So that happened. Monday comes. My driver leader, and she doesn't know my name, so I forgot the video, but it's so many of them, and it says a way to know if you're valued, and it's if your driver leader knows your name, if they know your employee driver number. That usually lets you know if they really value and care about you. Keep that in mind. So she calls me over the phone, and she didn't even know where I was at. So how you monitor me and track me? You know, she didn't know I was actually at the terminal. So she calls me on the phone and she's like, hey, just letting you know, I got an alert from safety that you almost hit a white truck. And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't almost have an accident. I said if I would have had a near miss, I would have called it in. I would have pressed the camera. She said, well, I'm looking at the video. If you log in, you can see it. I said, okay, I want to see it. So I try to log in. Well, I can't show you my phone. I'm recording from my phone, and I could not log in. And I've used my my username and password. Could not log in. That's because she never set it up for me. And I'm gonna get into that. So she goes on to tell me, I have her on speaker. I'm not recording her, but I had her on speaker, and because I'm trying to follow her instructions on my phone. Well, I'm not sure what's wrong with your phone, but my phone works just fine and I can see it. And but yeah, I'm showing you almost hit this white truck, and it was the other day. She said, oh no, it was today at this time, blah blah blah. And she said, I can since your phone is not working, she said that again, your phone's not working right, I can just send it to you. I was like, and I looked at the time, I said, oh, you get off at 3 o'clock, right? She said, yeah, I work 6 to 3. I said, oh, it's 2:20. She said, yeah. I said, oh, I'll be in there. I want to see it on your phone or your computer. And she's like, and that wasn't a threat. And I didn't say it, threatening. I just said it just like that. She said, oh, so you're here at Lancaster? I was like, I've been here for a few hours. She said, oh, I didn't know. She said, well, yeah, you come in, but I get off at 3. I said, I'm on my way. So I walk in there, none threatening and nothing like that. I grab a seat. I don't get in her personal space, but I'm like 6 feet, social distance, because I know that area is recorded. I didn't want it to be a situation where I'm viewed as the angry black guy coming and fussing at the innocent woman. And she's black too. She's African American, but still, because I have a wife, I have a mom, I have a daughter. I wouldn't want a guy coming in, standing up, doing like this and all that. So I wasn't gonna do that. And plus, I'm just home trained in values, morals. I wasn't gonna do that to her. So I was like, hi. She looked at me. She didn't know who I was. She was like, how you doing? I said, hi. I'm told her my name, told her my driver code. Yeah, we just spoke. She said, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, I didn't know you were here. And I told her, yeah, I've been here for a few hours. So then I said, well, I followed the steps. Here's my phone. I said, this is my iPhone. This is the Pro Max. And I said, you said something's wrong with my phone. I'm letting you know nothing's wrong with my phone. My phone is fine. I just couldn't log in. I kept getting the error message. So she looked at it, she said, well, yeah, I don't know. I got an Android. Nothing against my Droid people. This ain't that type of video. So I just, at that point, she poked the bear, so I poked back. I said, yeah, my phone costs more than all the checks I got here at Swift. My phone was about $1,300, and I've never made that type of check here. But that's how much my phone costs. So there's nothing wrong with my phone. There may be something wrong with the software, or there may be an IT technical issue, but my phone is perfect. She didn't say nothing else about that phone. So then she pulled up the video. So when she messed up, she's like, yeah, safety, and then she said safety, or then we can log in and see different events. So keep that in mind, safety, or then we. That's how she said it. and I'm gonna make it make sense in just a second. So I'm looking at the video. I said, yeah, I want to see the video. You said I almost hit a white truck, and we're looking at it. And she's like, oh, well, I spoke wrong. You didn't almost hit the truck, but Swift policy is we allow 9 to 12 seconds of following distance, and you were at 7. She said, had he hit his brakes, you would have went to the back of him. So I couldn't record the video, and I still can't log in. If I could log in, I was going to download it so you can see what I saw. I remember this truck. It did cut in front of me, but I came off the accelerator and I allowed that truck to keep going. So I was like, okay, but you said that I almost hit someone, so that's what I wanted to see. This is the same video. She said, oh yeah, this is the video. She said, yeah, I noticed that you came off the accelerator, and it shows all that stuff. So these company trucks show everything. It said, but you never went on the brake, and you had 7 seconds ahead of you, and we want 9 to 12. I was like, okay. I said, okay. Because at this point, it really didn't matter. That kind of sealed the deal. I was kind of thinking, man, maybe I should stay, and I'm like, nah. Because now I feel like I'm being harassed because I was professional enough to tell her that, hey, I'm going to leave on this date. So I told her I'll make sure I do 9 to 12 seconds. She said, thank you. I said, so is this a write-up or something like that? She said, oh no, it's just this is a coachable moment. I said, okay. So I said, does this go on my file or anything? She said, no, but if you get too many more of these, it can. So they let me know right then. I just left her alone. I was like, okay, walked off, because it really don't matter at this point. I'm about to leave. So, but it let me know that, okay, so let me call. So I called safety, told them the situation, and they was like, no, we didn't pull any records, but they said the driver leader can. So my thought, and my wife thought the same thing. This lady is trying to harass me now. She's either trying to get me to quit early, or she's trying to make me non-rehireable. So they told me they didn't pull anything, and that they don't have any recollection of what transpired. So I told them what was said, and they said okay. And they told me the following distance was 6 to 9 seconds. Remember, she told me 9 to 12, but she also said I was at 7 seconds. So that's why safety didn't pull that video, because I was at 7 seconds. They only want you to be at 6. I was at 7. So you tell me who was wrong and who's trying to mess with who. So just be cautious if you come to Swift. Is Swift a bad company? I think it depends on the situation. My situation, I'm a older man. I turned 40 years old tomorrow. Happy birthday to me. I have a family. I'm married. I have a car note. I have a mortgage. I have other bills. So coming in at this pay rate as a company driver, it just wasn't a good fit for me. It might not be for you. I think this would be perfect for someone that doesn't have, as a company person, making what they started me off at. It doesn't matter. They started me off at 43 cents a mile. So at 43 cents a mile, you need to average at least 18 to 2,000 miles weekly just to make a decent check, and I'm not getting that. I'm just not. I'm getting like 500, 600. That's what I'm getting. So if you are, and I'm just saying this, this is just my opinion. If you are a single person, this would be perfect for you. You single, you don't have a family, you don't have a car note, you don't have a mortgage, this would be perfect for you. Or if you're dating, and you and your whoever you're dating, y'all want to come out as a team. I haven't heard negative stuff about team people, so this would be perfect for a team person. But if you have big bills, this is going to be tough in the beginning. A big mortgage and a big car note, this is tough. This will be tough for you. It'll be a test, and that's if you if your significant other is not working. And that's my scenario. So it's tough when it's one income. I'm not saying it's impossible because we're making it work, but it's just going to be a little bit more tougher. Now, if you have a dedicated account, it could be better. Most dedicated accounts pay more. So you could do this for Swift as a company driver, I think. And then it also depends on your driver leader and your location too. So not impossible. Swift is not a bad company. I have a bad driver leader. Nakosha Meeks is a bad driver leader. They should call her or call them dispatchers. Because like I said, she's not a driver and she's not a good leader. Leaders and teachers and pastors, that's something that you have to be passionate about. You have to be a teacher. The good teachers that you remember from your young childhood days, they did two things. They either inspired you or they strike fear in you. And that's why you remember them. You remember, like me, I remember Miss Birdsong. She taught me how to do multiplication and all this. I remember that. And I remember Miss Newsom, who was like, this is back when you could paddle kids. She would paddle me for being late or doing something, outbursts in class. But the good teachers, the good leaders, people that motivate you, inspire you, you'll run through a brick wall for them. And they'll do it for you too. So the term leader, they shouldn't use that. Just call them dispatchers. That's more appropriate. Dispatcher. And then they maybe don't call them that because most of the time the planner is the one who gives you your location and all that stuff. So just be careful if you do plan on staying at Swift. If you have an issue, like I said, I wouldn't have any issues with her. I know it was situations where I would ask her different questions. She didn't have the answer. And, could I request another driver leader? I could. Should I? I probably should have. So it's things on both ends. Her end, she's used to people that know what they're doing. And on my end, I should have, after the first couple questions and the response I was getting, I should have been like, okay, you know what? Let me see if I can switch with someone else. So I'm part of the blame too, but better things are coming. Better things on the I'm trying to practice Love's. I go to Love's a lot. I purchased some gloves for the fuel, and they gave me a hat for driver appreciation. So got my trucker hat. So that's cool to Love. Shout out to Love's Travel Center gas stations. Yeah. So yeah. This is just, some good content to talk about, educate. If you and your dispatcher, driver leader, whatever they call them, whatever company you're at, if you're unhappy with what they're doing or what they're saying, it's better sooner than later to go ahead and make a change, request a different one, which I didn't do. Now, what I did try, I tried to go to get on an account. They call it, I think it's called the planning department, driver planning. So I called them, and out of all these accounts that Swift has, the only account they want to give me is the Dollar Tree. If you're on YouTube watching this video, just type in truck drivers at Dollar Tree accounts. And that was a guy waving for breakfast. Type in truck driver at Dollar Tree accounts, and you will see. I mean, it's for some people, it's not for everybody. It wasn't for me. Like, I'm decent with my backing, but I'm not at the point where I can just jackknife a truck on command every time. And a lot of those Dollar Tree stores, you don't have docks, so you have to know how to jackknife and not be afraid to do it. And you're dealing with cars, you're dealing with the managers, the attitudes and all that, and you're unloading this 53-foot trailer by yourself. Unless you're a leader, or not leader, some companies call them leader. Unless you're a trainer, mentor, you might have some help. Now you put in your trainer to work, and they're helping you. But if you're by yourself, yeah, it's your CDL is already on the line anyway. It's like, why would I do that to myself? Because as soon as I hit somebody's car, hit the building, or hit a pole or something, or hit a trash can trying to maneuver that 53-foot truck into that building, I'm screwed. That's gonna go on my report, probably as a non-preventable, and that stays on there. I don't know how long it stays, so And there's nothing against the people that's doing it, because I kind of enjoy those videos. If it wasn't for people putting those videos out, I wouldn't have known, because I hadn't seen any Swift guys put them out there. And I have a friend that's on the Dollar Tree account, and he said, man, it's a good workout, but yeah, you gotta be able to jackknife that truck to get it in there. Some stores have a dock, but most of them don't. Then you're working at the pace of the people of the store. It's usually the manager and whoever they have. He says usually 2 or 3 people, and it's you by yourself. So that's the only account out of all of DFW that they were willing to give me. Mind you, Swift is probably the second largest mega carrier, and both of my mentors told me they needed help on their accounts, so I know that they have them. So I'm like, it's just it wasn't meant to be here. That's all. So that's all I'm trying to say. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it is informative. But yeah, 2 weeks notice was giving. I'll let you know what I plan on doing next. Hopefully I can get some driving content in. And yeah, I'll let you know what I'm doing next. Thank you for watching this video. Please continue to support me. Like the video. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel, please. I plan on giving you, good raw content of me out here, 40-year-old man switching careers. Is it a midlife crisis? What's going on with him? He had his own business, now he's working for somebody. And stay with me, and everything will be revealed and explained. And make sure you support, like, share, subscribe, keep tuning in.